The sea shimmered under the Greek sun as a magnificent ship, the Argo, prepared to set sail. On its deck stood Jason, a young man with determination burning in his eyes. His mission was clear: to retrieve the Golden Fleece, the legendary treasure guarded in the distant land of Colchis. Around him gathered the greatest heroes of Greece: Hercules, Orpheus, Atalanta, Castor, and Pollux, and many more. They were the Argonauts, named after their proud ship, each one brave, skilled, and ready to risk everything. As the wind filled the sails, Jason raised his hand. "My friends, the gods watch us. Let's make history." The Argo glided over the waves, its wood blessed by Athena herself. But the journey would not be easy. The first challenge came when they reached the island of Lemnos, ruled by women who had slain their husbands. The Argonauts were welcomed with feasts and comfort, but Jason reminded them of their mission. "The fleece awaits. We must not forget why we sail." They departed, and soon the sea tested them again. Great storms rose, sent by Zeus himself. The Argonauts clung to the ropes as thunder cracked across the sky. Orpheus began to play his lyre, and the calm melody soothed the raging waves. Next, they faced the Harpies, monstrous creatures with wings of iron and faces of decay. They tormented the blind prophet Phineus, stealing his food. Jason and his men trapped the creatures in nets, freeing the prophet. Grateful, Phineus warned them, "Ahead lie the clashing rocks. Only a bird can pass safely through." Jason nodded, releasing a white dove. It flew between the rocks just as they smashed together and barely escaped. The moment they parted again, Jason shouted, "Row, Argonauts, now!" The Argo shot forward, slicing through the gap as the rocks slammed shut behind them, splintering the ship's stern, but sparing their lives. Finally, after many trials, they reached Colchis. King Aeetes, guardian of the Golden Fleece, greeted them with suspicion. "You want my treasure? Earn it. Complete 3 impossible tasks." First, Jason had to yoke 2 fire-breathing bulls and plow a field with them. Second, he had to sow dragon teeth in the soil, from which armed warriors would spring to life. Third, he had to defeat the sleepless dragon that guarded the fleece. Jason despaired, until he met Medea, the king's daughter, a sorceress with a kind heart. She fell in love with him and whispered, "Take this potion. It will protect you from fire and steel, but promise me, you will take me with you when you go." Jason agreed. The next day, he faced the bulls. Flames erupted from their nostrils, but the potion shielded him. He forced the beasts into submission and plowed the field. Then he scattered the dragon's teeth, and warriors burst from the ground. Remembering Medea's advice, Jason threw a stone among them. The soldiers turned on each other, fighting until none remained. At last, Jason approached the sacred grove where the Golden Fleece hung, shimmering in the moonlight, guarded by a serpent that never slept. Medea cast a spell, and the creature's eyes grew heavy. With careful steps, Jason reached up and took the fleece. Its golden light filled the forest. They fled Colchis under cover of night, pursued by Aeetes' ships. But the gods favored Jason, and soon the Argo sped across the sea, the treasure safe aboard. When they returned to Greece, Jason stood before the people of Iolcus, holding the Golden Fleece high. The crowd erupted in cheers. The boy who had once been exiled had become a legend. Years later, tales of Jason and the Argonauts spread across the world, of courage, friendship, and the relentless will to overcome the impossible.